Hello everyone, welcome back. I took out my Radical AR-15 last week, and I basically wanted to check out my zero at 50 yards, and I found something really interesting. And that gun's up to about 22,000 rounds now. And when I went for a 50-yard zero, look what I saw. See how they're keyholing? Basically, they're going in sideways. So I find that really interesting. Basically, the barrel's been shot out. The rifling is gone. I did open up the gun and look down the barrel, and it's pretty smooth. I can barely see any rifling. It looks almost like a mirror. So that's what happens at about 22,000 rounds. Now, I did shoot the gun, I think, about a month or two ago, when it was about like at 20,000 rounds, and it was grouping pretty tight. I mean, I was hitting, you know, a nice tight half-inch group at 50 yards. So, you know, basically it went downhill really fast. You know, at 20,000 rounds, I'm getting like a half-inch group, and then at 22,000 rounds, I'm keyholing, and the grouping has opened up to whatever this is, about 8 inches. Actually, I got to hit all the way out here, so it's you know, close to 10 inches. So really interesting. Now, I did test it out on some wood. I just wanted to see what would happen. I tested this at 25 yards. So at 25 yards, you can see it's keyholing, right? They're going in sideways, right? Coming out the back. And then what I also did, I wanted to see what it would do on these rims. Now, normally it goes through these rims like a laser. Like you can actually see, like you know, like the metal melts a little bit around the hole as it goes in because it's so hot. And it's you know, it's obviously it's keyholing, right? And I did basically, it's right at the edge of penetrating or not penetrating, because these two here just basically broke the steel, just penetrated, and then this one over here didn't penetrate, but it dented it pretty good. It's just starting to cut it and come out. So I got two that actually broke the steel, and one that didn't. It just dented it in almost to the point of penetration. So it's right there at that 25 yards. It's right at the edge of penetrating or not penetrating. But really interesting. I did send an email to Radical Firearms because they you know, this gun does have a lifetime warranty, and one of the reps had told me about 2 years ago that the gun is completely covered, including the barrel. Okay, and they specifically told me that if I ever shoot out the barrel, that it is covered. So I sent that email out about a week ago. Now I understand that they are back ordered. You know, I expect it'll probably take them a month to get back to me to even look at the email that I sent. And I know this because I've been experiencing this throughout the year. On this AR with the 22,000 rounds, I've been through about 3 trigger groups, and I've you know, which they sent me, right? They sent me replacement trigger groups because, you know, I usually wear out a trigger group every 10,000 rounds. The hammer spring's only good for about 5,000 rounds, so I'm usually able to stretch them to about 10,000. They have also sent me replacement bolts. They've sent me like 3 replacement bolts on this rifle. And what usually happens is if I break an extractor, or they usually just send me out a whole bolt. So that's one of the reasons why I really like Radical, because they've been really good about sending me replacement parts, you know, when I need it. And that's why I bought like 4 of them. You know, I just bought another one just a couple weeks ago. I have one on order. So yeah, but that's what I want to show you guys. I wanted to show you guys 22,000 rounds will usually kill your AR-15 barrel. You can see how they keep holding. You know, for most of the life, I probably have been shooting, you know, like I'll usually shoot like a magazine or 2 at a time. All right. Occasionally, you know, there'll be like 4 or 5 magazines back to back where the gun actually heats up. The heating up part is really what kills the barrel faster. So even though I got 22,000 rounds out of this, if the way you shoot it is to shoot it off, you know, like you might be shooting it with less frequency, But if you're shooting it so that like every time you're shooting it, you're doing like 4 or 5 magazines back to back, you're probably not going to make it 22,000 rounds. You might even make it to 10,000 rounds. Likewise, if you like never heat up your barrel, you might get further out. You might make it to whatever 25, 30,000 rounds. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I'm just guesstimating, but I can just tell you that this barrel did about 22,000 rounds. Almost all of it Tula. And if anything, I think the Tula has probably prolonged its life because the Tula is a little bit underpowered. Right, it is about 100 feet per second slower. So I think that. I also found that with my Glocks. I think it also extends the life a little bit. So just because the bullet is going a little bit slower out the barrel. But anyway, that's what it is. 22,000 rounds, and the gun is keyholing, and I'm waiting to hear some I'm waiting to hear back from Radical regarding the warranty barrel replacement. So when I do get some information, I'll post another video. If you guys like this, give it a thumbs up, share it. If you're not a member, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.